Hey guys, this is Bill from KeystoneWeapon.com. How's it going? Hopefully everybody's doing well, and if you're viewing this video on YouTube, you might want to jump over to my website or just watch this video and I'll show you what I have going on. So I'm going to post this in a couple of the forums that I follow, a couple of the Facebook groups I belong to. This is something that I think will probably be pretty helpful to those of you that shoot the 22 TCM. We could do it with other calibers too, but the 22 TCM is something that I've been working on for quite some time. I've been loading it since 2012, and it's something that I've become quite proficient with, and I've done a lot of exploring and kind of experimenting with the caliber. And with some of the help from some of the guys that I know online, give a couple shout outs to Rich Wright and Tony White, Dave Obvious, fake name. There's a bunch of guys out there that have multiple different handles on different forums, from 1911 forum, 22tcm.net, Rock Island Armory 1911's group, the 22 TCM crew on Facebook, just to throw out a couple of them there. I started a thread a while back in the 1911 forum, and I have like well over 400 replies to it around different loads, and that's one of the questions I get the most about the 22 TCM is it reloadable? What kind of loads are out there? What's going to work in my gun? And I've been keeping track in a spreadsheet. I really like to build ballistic spreadsheets and things like that. And I've been getting some of this data from people like Tony and Rich and stuff like that. I've been having them just keep piling me with data, and there's hundreds of posts out there all over the internet. And I want to try to put that stuff all in one place that we can all access it. So what I did was I went out and I created a Google Docs account that we are all going to be able to log into, hopefully reply to, and be able to share some of that data. So if you're looking at my website and you're looking at this on KeystoneWeapon.com, which is where you can link to this, and I'll show you that in a moment. But if you look down below, there's some information around kind of what I want to gather and how I want to do that. And some of the things that I want to gather are going to be velocities, variations, looking at the different velocities we're getting out of the 4 1/4 inch guns, the 5-inch guns. I know that there's some custom variations and things like that out there, and then there's also the rifle. And what I want to do is I want to get some information on what group's the best, what kind of bullets people are using, what kind of powders people are using, and also take a look at their temperatures and humidities and things like that, because people get different velocities all across the country. If you're shooting out in the desert or something like that, you might be able to get a little bit of a faster shooting bullet. Sorry about this. It's getting pretty hot down here in my reloading room. Got to keep it dry, and so I want to get all that data, as much data as I can, and I'm going to have you guys start emailing me as soon as you possibly can. Just start flooding my inbox. I created a special web account for this. You'll see that reference down below. I just want you guys to give me that data. What kind of gun were you shooting? What kind of velocities are you getting? And really importantly, especially for the rifle, is what kind of groupings are you getting? I understand that being a semi-auto pistol, the groupings may not be fantastic. You may not be loading for accuracy. You might just be out having fun with it, which is great. But if you have a chrono, or even if you don't, you might be interested in some of the reloading data that we come up with. A lot of the popular powders out there, the MP powders, the H110, W296, there's the 40 grain arm score bullets. Some of you guys are shooting like 33 grain bullets. There might be some smaller boat tails where we might be able to get some longer distances with the rifles and see what kind of groupings we're getting. So I'm interested in gathering all that data and putting it in one central hub. I'm probably going to create a main forum posting in the 22tcm.net group, which is going to be a really great place for this because it'll be able to be searchable and ongoing, so it'll be able to compile. However, I'm going to put a link to my website where we can all get on the Google Docs account and be able to look at everybody's load data all across the country from all you TCM enthusiasts out there. There's a lot of really great reloaders out there on some of the forums I belong to, and also on Facebook, and it's just kind of scattered all over the internet. When I first started this, I had no data. I mean, I had to talk to Fred Craig himself. He had to get me started, and I've done a lot of experimenting since then. So I'd like to share some of my learnings and also get some of yours so that we can kind of see what works well and what gun. And I keep reading about people using Lil Gun, and I tested 2400 and a couple of other things. And I want to put all that data into perspective so that we can look at it and see what kind of velocities we should be safely able to fire. Obviously, this is going to hold no liability. This is all just reloading talk, the same as it is on forums. So we're going to just put it all into a spreadsheet, though. I like to create all kinds of graphics and stuff like that and be able to get a good idea of what works well in what guns, what doesn't cycle well. I want to know your comments and things like that we can put in there. So there is a lot of data crunching to do, but if you guys can start getting that information to me via like that web link down below, that Gmail account that I set up, which is going to be all around TCM reloading, we can start with this caliber and see if we can hammer it home. It's been done with 45s, it's been done with 9mm. I do a lot with TCM. I know that if you're probably watching this, you do a lot with TCM, or you might be interested in it. And this will be somewhere where we can talk as a community to put that data in there and be able to reference others to, hey, here's some other people's test data for shooting the TCM and things like that. So I want to hear from you guys. I want you to send me some emails. In the coming days here, keep an eye on the website. I'll probably post or send out some kind of update or whatever on some of the forums when I get some of the exactly what I'm looking for. We'll get some kind of standardized format so you can send it right to me and I can add it into the spreadsheet like weekly and boom, send out an update on the weekend or something like that and let you guys know that we have new data. And maybe we'll find some new loads that'll work. Maybe somebody tries something that we never thought of. But I look forward to your feedback. Keep an eye on the links below, and once it goes live, I'll let you guys know. So thanks a lot for your support, and I appreciate the information I'm sure you guys are going to send. Stay classy. For those of you that may not have been on my website at the time, this is my homepage for KeystoneWeapon.com. I have my launches for the YouTube channel here, a link to the new 22tcm.net, which is where this content is going to mainly live, between there and Google Docs. And off to the right, I have the link that actually takes you to the TCM data page, which is also the same as going up to the link up here for TCM. Down below, this is all my contact information, my YouTube channel, the way to email me directly, Google+, Instagram, which believe me, you don't want to follow. I post a lot of stupid pictures that aren't related to guns, and my Twitter account that I barely use. For this particular one, though, we're going to go into this TCM link here. This is where that video is going to live, so this picture probably won't even be there. But this is a little bit of the information I was mentioning before about the idea of what I want to get into, submitting some of the data, and what kind of stuff I want to gather. I'm going to be updating this shortly. And below is going to be a link to our Google Docs, so hopefully that'll be live here shortly after I start compiling data. There is another link to 22TCM forum in here. You do have to become a member of that. I'm actually one of the moderators on the page, so hopefully you get a chance to see on there. And mention some of the Facebook groups. And right here's that email address I was talking about, the tcmresults@gmail.com. So this is the one I want you guys to hammer with data if you can. As soon as I get some of that, some kind of standardized info out, which I'm going to be putting down here. This is where I'm going to have some standardized info, and I'll make sure that this gets updated very shortly. So if you have some data, even if it's a spreadsheet already or whatever, that would be real cool too. So again, I want to thank you guys and in advance, because I know that you're going to come through with this. There's so many people out there that are just finally getting into this and starting to compare data. So this will be a great place that we can hopefully put all this stuff into a nice compiled list and see where we can take this, because the TCM is here to stay, baby. All right, keep it real.